Part 4. This is part 4 of this season 1 finale of the chart. Let's go. Okay, so we last left off, we were tracing joy. We saw the light aspect of joy is an expression and a feeling, and that's connected to unconditional love. And the shadow aspect is a malicious happiness, selfish, hateful joy. And that is usually connected to hate. And that thread comes from betrayal and suppression. And so you can be feeling free, expressing, but you're coming from hate. And so we have to recognize how we're saying these things to see whether we're coming from unconditional love or not, which leads us to authenticity. Now, authenticity I have labeled here. It's an expression to me. It is also labeled the highest frequency, even over love. But we're talking about unconditional love, and I would say that authenticity is more of an expression, similar to like something we experience and come into contact with, like an aura or an energy field. It can be a sign. You can feel it for yourself. Like I can feel when I'm free, I can feel when I'm being authentic. Right? So authenticity cloaks all of these things. I can be authentically expressing hateful things, and that's when it's like, oh, I hate the patriarchy, right? That is a authentic expression from someone, but it is still coming from a place of hate. So their home frequency might be a little bit more hateful. That's something they're comfortable with. So when they're expressing, it's going to come out connected to that. You're going to feel that authentic, like pure rage. Rage is listed here as an expression, and it has a shadow and light aspect. I almost made it a feeling too, but I think it's more of a personal feeling. I don't think like other people feel the rage. I think they experience it. But again, it's how you use it, right? So there's a light aspect where it's connected to unconditional love. That rage is inspiring something in you so that you can make whatever changes you need to do. That rage could also be moving you towards hateful actions or things that end up connecting you towards things like betrayal. Things that might be disguised as justice. You really have to ask yourself, what would unconditional love do? Now, this is taken from that classic question, what would Jesus do? So if you ask, what would unconditional love do? Unconditional love will tell you, this is the action I would take if I were to respond to this rage. And if you say, what would hate do? Hate will tell you what it would do. If you said joy, what would you do? You can ask yourself, what would these qualities do in response to this rage? And if the actions are leading you towards more hateful stances, things that perpetuate hate, that's probably what it's connected to and where it's coming from. And that's when you get to look at that. And if it's leading you towards more unconditionally loving solutions or reactions to that problem, you're likely connected to the home frequency of unconditional love. And that's something that you'll notice because of your acceptance, your ability to embrace the situation. Going back to authenticity for a second, right? If I'm cloaked in authenticity and someone tells me how betrayed they feel, I will notice I come into that aura first. I'll feel whether that thing is authentic and then I'll choose to engage, right? So that's why I think it's more of an energetic field, because that's what you bump into first. You bump into whether any of what they're saying is authentic. And authentic is just pure, right? So same thing goes the other way. If someone is expressing how free they feel, I will feel their level of authenticity. And if I come up to that authenticity and I'm like, ooh, it feels authentic or it doesn't, I choose whether I go closer to that person or further away from that person. So is it pure unconditional love, pure joy, a pure feeling of safety, a pure feeling of feeling free, pure rage? Because sacred rage is a thing, but again, it's how you use it. Because the next stage, after you feel the authenticity, you'll feel what they're connected to. And maybe it's fear, maybe it's lies, XYZ, right? And I have abundance over here. It is like an atmosphere. It already exists, and our awareness to the abundance is what changes things, right? Abundance just exists. It's like a cover, like an atmosphere. And it's our ability to see it, even like a veil, right? So if there's a veil over your eyes and you can't see it, that doesn't mean it's not there, right? But once you can see the veil, once you can see, oh, abundance just exists, then you have an awareness of it and can kind of work with it how you will. Feeling trapped is standing out, so I'll just kind of briefly go over this. It's another sense of the impurity of feeling free, right? So if you're feeling trapped, you might be in this circle of doubt, right? Denial, expressions of victimhood, expressions of rejection, expressions of misery and despair, all stemming from this feeling trapped. And you have the expression of abandonment, which is likely the most common one in terms of like feeling abandoned and kind of leaning into these other expressions. But abandonment is usually one of the major ones, right? You're not always ending up in this hateful, disguised as just this expression lane thing. You could also end up in this kind of self-pitying, feeling trapped loop. So, and that's the opposite of feeling free, right? So you can see no boundaries will lead you to places like that. So checking our boundaries, checking what we're connected to, checking what we see, checking ourselves, asking ourselves, what would unconditional love do? If your answer aligns with the answer to this question, because everything is everything, but unconditional love is definitely a way home. I love you. Bye.